Thanks for tuning in to Jam Happy Hour, benefiting Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. I'm Michelle, the M in Jam Cellars, that with my husband John, we started a decade ago. Sweet Relief is a nonprofit fund that provides financial assistance for career musicians and industry workers who are struggling to make ends meet. And with your help, over the next 12 months, Jam Cellars is committed to raising $25,000 for Sweet Relief. Simply listen in, comment, share, or like, and Jam Cellars will donate $1 up to $2,500 per show if you do. Plus, you can click or text to donate directly to Sweet Relief. So pour yourself a glass of butter Chardonnay and get ready to enjoy some new music. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Welcome into the Jam Happy Hour benefiting Sweet Relief. My name is Gianna. Joining us from the West Coast today, Luke Wild is hopping in to play some songs, to chat, to get to know each other a little bit better. Thank you so much for jumping in with us here today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. And for those who maybe aren't familiar with the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, Luke and I were talking about it offline. It's a really great fund where they help out musicians, people that work at different event venues, long before the pandemic, just helping keep the spirit of entertainment alive where it needs to be. And this is where it gets fun. For every comment, like, share, and any of the platforms, you can throw up silly emojis. You can just keep saying hi over and over again to distract Luke in the middle of a song. However you want to do it. Every time you post anything, we will donate $1 on your behalf. So you get to do something really cool, but we'll be the one paying the money. So Luke, thank you again for jumping into the Jam Happy Hour. I love to just dive right into the music and kind of set the tone for the evening. I've been listening to you just kind of like riff as we were warming up here. And what song would you like to play for us first?
Yeah, my first song I'm going to be playing is a song off my last project, and it's called Why You Gotta Treat Me Like That.
Why You Gotta Treat Me Like That. I love it. Luke Wild here in the Jam Happy Hour. Enjoy.
Thank you. Had you in your best year, what birds may swear and wine, thinking you might disappear, but my jeans at half price say I wear wrong tonight. At least they fit right. It's hard to be quiet when you're jumping out the fire escape. Try to be nice when you close your eyes. Why you gotta treat me like that? I like when you treat me like that. Why you gotta treat me like that? I love when you treat me like that. Rather insecure. 40 gets me just right. See you naked in the mirror, say you hate your waistline. You like wearing my clothes, cause they fit right. It's hard to be quiet when you're jumping out the fire escape. Try to be nice when you roll your eyes and slap my face. Why you gotta treat me like that? I like when you treat me like that. Why you gotta treat me like that? I like when you treat me like that. Why you gotta treat me like that? I love when you treat me like that. Why you gotta treat me like that? I love when you treat me like that.
Cheers. Thank you, Luke Wild, here in the Jam Happy Hour. I'm already getting a sense that you are writing from a very personal place.
Yeah,
Seems like a very real situation happening in that song. Is that a fair assumption?
oh yeah, for sure, definitely,
Do you feel
definitely.
comfortable knowing that you're like sharing those moments, those very real moments? And, once you put it into a song, like it's out into the world, but it's very much like opening yourself up to
Yeah,
like, I was in this very vulnerable place.
yeah. I
Like,
think it's
how does that feel to
always
share it?
it's kind of always a combination of multiple scenarios, you know.
Hmm.
So I think it's nice. I don't think it's just one. I think my favorite kind of songwriting is the songs where they talk about like little things and then big things, you know? So like
Right.
really specific and then like a big overall feeling.
Hmm.
So when we were writing the song, one of my best friends, Gabe, we were on the piano and we kind of looked at each other and we were like, wouldn't it be funny if we just said, "Why you got to treat me like that? But I love how you treat me like that," which is a very like simple thing that maybe we've all been through. So it's
Definitely.
easy. It's easy because it's a little bit more like a combination. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what makes it like a really real moment. And the fact that we've all been in those situations of like, that is so messed up. Why are you doing me like
Yeah,
that? And then you're
exactly.
like,
Yeah,
why aren't you calling me? Why did
yeah,
it take you 5
exactly.
minutes to answer my text? Like,
It's my whole life summed up. No, I'm just kidding.
speaking of which, when did you kind of know that you were going to have the bug to like to do music? Was it something from a very early age? Was it something that came on later? Like, at what point you were
Oh
like, I
yeah.
want to do that?
Oh, it was like super early, cause I was
Wow.
like, I just had like, I always liked music, but I had an older friend who was just the coolest person I ever knew, still to this day.
Right.
He like skateboarded, had a cool car,
Oh, that guy.
you know, but he was a good kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? He worked. His dad and my dad worked together, but he lived across the
Nice.
street from my godbrother. So one day he was just cleaning his car and he gave me a CD that was this band from Tampa, actually, where
Hmm.
I'm from. And it's funny in this full circle moment. Now I'm friends with them, but they were just blowing up, and I like went home and played the CD. I think I was 10, and I like
Wow.
secretly like played the CD, and it was just like a rap. I was like, oh, it's just the coolest thing in the world. This is what I want to do. But it really was scary too because I didn't have any context for how to do it. But that's when I decided.
You just knew something had clicked.
Yeah, I
So,
started playing piano super young. I was already playing piano since I was 5, but then I really like, I thought I was gonna be a race car driver, which is still the dream, really. But
I mean, why not?
exactly. But
I love it. You're all over the place. It's like music and rap and racing and why not? I mean, seriously, you can do all the things these days.
how did you know I secretly wanted to be a rapper? No, I'm just kidding. I could never. I could never. Could never.
I
But
think
yeah,
once
that
you've
was.
got that musical bug, I can already tell by you, you're going to try anything at least once.
Oh, got to. Trying to die with the gas tank on empty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I love that saying. So, to reset for everybody, we are in the Sweet Relief Fund fundraiser this evening here in the Jam Happy Hour with Luke Wild, who is no longer in Tampa. He is in LA. We're going to get around to how that all happened. But if you want to put up a race car emoji in the comments, or if you just want to click heart because you think he's adorable or you really like the music, whatever you do, we're going to donate $1 on your behalf to this amazing fund. So please feel free to do so. And we'll have some fun with it a little bit later on, too. How do you jump from Tampa to Atlanta to LA?
Oh yeah, that. So I was going to school about 2 hours north of Atlanta,
Oh,
and I was
whereabouts?
getting outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. I was in
Yeah.
Atlanta at high school in Atlanta, but
Oh no, no, no. I went to high school in Florida actually, but I was going to school and I just was like hating it, getting into trouble. But I had started a studio, and
but there's so
I,
much to get into in Chattanooga. I don't understand how that would happen.
no, it was fun. It was cool. I still love it. But I had a friend that worked at a big studio in Atlanta, and he said you should come and meet some of the people I work with. So I started
Very cool.
producing in Atlanta, and then some people in LA heard my stuff and then asked me to come to LA, and I started working out here and building friendships, and then I was able to make the jump.
So that's interesting. So you started off producing other artists.
Yeah, I still do.
Do you just kind of get all into like the guts of like the
Yeah,
mixing and the
doing today before we had our live show. Yeah, I love it. I love all aspects of it. So
if you've listened to the podcast at all, I too am in audio nerd, and I
Yeah.
get all about into equipment and mixers and programs, and we'll
Oh,
jump offline and do that in a little bit because I definitely want to get back into the music here with you.
alright.
And again, everybody, if you're liking what you're hearing, continue to comment so we can donate more money on our behalf and Luke's behalf as well. What would you like to play for us next?
Next, I'm gonna play a song off my first project. This was the first song I ever put out proper, and it's called Fever Brain.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys. Hope you're enjoying it here in the Jam Happy Hour. Cheers.
Fever brain got me moving slowly. Slipping through the cracks while you hold me. Doubled up my dose way too quickly. The tension in my soul don't wanna stay inside. Pull me from the black and white. I just wanted you to know that all I see is color when you're with me. It's a long way to the bottom. You could come with me. You could come with me, baby. Fever brain got me slow again, late to the show again. I've been staying out, losing sleep. Fix me up in the morning, please. I doubled up my dose way too quickly. I feel tension in my soul, don't wanna stay inside. Pull me from the black and white. I just wanted you to know. Oh, all I see is color when you're with me. It's a long way to the bottom. You could come with me. Come with me, baby. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for that. Makes me there's like there's like a really great vibe in the music, and it's easy for me to sit here in my headphones, kind of be in this very like intimate kind of space with you, discussing
Yeah,
it. But I'm thinking about like the live presentation of
yeah.
this music. Like, have you been able to tour it? I know you've got tour plans coming up. Like, how is this, in a room versus just like this?
I mean, I think we cater it to the environment. I have a
Hmm.
great music director, my good friend Destin Johnson, and my other friend Seb, who help us put together the show. We do it sort of
Hmm.
like the Black Keys, like a guitarist and a drummer, kind of facing each other.
Okay,
So
I like that.
if it's we can get really loud and really hype, and then we can get really quiet and really intimate. So it just depends on the venue. Depends on. I'm really serious on like feeling the crowd and like what they need. But for
Right.
today's environment, I kind of stripped all the songs down, you know. But I would encourage
I
everyone
like it.
to check it out on Spotify. They all sound, you know, a bit different than stripped down, but still a good vibe, you know.
And you bring up a good point too, because if you are enjoying the music, whether you're catching it on the live play or on the replay, like if this is something that you like and you want to hear more of, or kind of explore the different layers of the sound, it's absolutely critical to add, Luke to your playlist or to, share because every little bit of growth just makes the net bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's so important in the industry today. It is not what it used to be, that's for sure. So you can grow your sound and your audience and your platform uh, quite organically just by sharing amongst your friends. So if you like what you're hearing, click like on your Spotify's and your Pandoras and your iHearts and all the things. And you do have tour plans coming up though.
Yes, ma'am. Just
You're about to hit
confirmed.
the road.
Yes, ma'am. Ready? Come see me.
How hard is it to be able to like pick up and go? Like, are
Oh,
you
I love it.
excited to? Yeah,
Oh, I love it. I feel really, really peaceful on the road. It's weird. It's it's
interesting.
it's strange. I think like I don't know. The first I think it's as a kid it was like the only thing I wanted to do. And last year I was really blessed. I was able to go on 2 tours and like we did it in my car, me and my one of my friends Seb. Best time of my life because you wake up every day and it's like a very simple mission. You wake up, find a bad cup of coffee, go to the
Right.
venue. It's kind of like a ritualistic if it makes sense, like meditative, you know.
No, I get it.
For me, I
Listen,
really like it, you know.
when you're about to do it again, so you're going to be hitting the road in support of another artist. Is that right?
Yeah, opening for a friend of mine, Skizzy Mars, in late September to mid October.
And
So
then you also have a headlining
yeah,
gig coming
hopefully
up as
we're
well.
still locking down the date, but second or third week of October, first ever headlining show in New York. So a little nervous, but hopefully it'll go good.
Excited, nervous,
Sure.
like first date nervous,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like the butterflies, the good stuff. I mean, because
good,
here
good
you've been
butterflies. Exactly,
you've been putting in the effort and you've been doing the things, and like here you can look into the distance and see it start. It's paying off, and here
for
it
sure.
comes. And what does that make you want to do? Does that make you want to do more? Does that make you want to hone in? Like,
Yeah, I'm in a really nice. It's actually funny. I was talking to my mom yesterday. I'm in a nice rhythm. I'm just working extremely hard and extremely focused. I care about my new project that's coming out. Like it's like my baby, and
hmm
it's all music and art all day, which sounds really corny, but it's like kind of the way I stay kind of sane. So I'm absolutely. I think yeah, it motivates me to just keep working hard and make more honest and great music. You know.
I do. I think that's really great. When you do find yourself in a stressed out situation, or you find yourself a little frustrated, maybe just can't get to where you want to get to.
Hmm.
What is your mental reset? Do you get up and move around? Do you listen to somebody else? Do you go grab
Oh
a bag of
yeah.
coffee? Like, how do you
Oh
reset?
yeah. I had one of those days yesterday. Actually, I had a day where I had a session and it ended up not happening, but it was really nice. Yeah, I'll go to the local coffee spot. The guys
hmm
there know me.
hmm
Dap him up,
Like,
and
ooh, Luke,
I'll
how's it
just
going? You're
as soon
here
as I
too.
walk
That's not
in,
good.
and man, I really just drive around and I listen to music. I went to it's 4th of July coming up,
Yes.
so I wanted to get a little outfit for the 4th of July, looking like an uncle at the barbecue. I had to get the barbecue fit ready.
Oh my God, I
So
love
I
it.
did that, but I chose a place that was like 30 minutes away. So I knew I
Nice.
could drive and listen to some music. So I'll just listen to music, or sometimes I'll drive around in quiet. I'll call, you know, two of my best friends, and then I'll usually come and just uh, feel a little bit more relaxed and work on some music, you know. Um, yeah, pretty simple. Watch some cheesy romantic comedies, maybe.
Oh, we'll have to dive into that a little bit
Yeah,
further down the line. We need a good rom-com suggestions.
I
Um,
got you. That's a list.
good, because
That's
I
my
need to get out of my
podcast. No, I'm
true
just kidding.
crime space. It's way too dark. I need like
Oh yeah.
light, happy
Like
rom-com.
with this space, it's too much to choose from. I'm like, you know.
It is too much to choose from. Much like in music, which is kind of cool. I mean, you think about the industry pre-pandemic. And I know you've been putting out music since about late 2021. So really in this environment,
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
all you've known, this like, hey, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. If you want to release music today, click, there it goes, you know.
yeah.
That's got to be kind of a cool way to like to walk into this industry that has
Mm,
so many layers and so many dips and turns. It's worse than any roller coaster you've ever been on. It could be the best ride of your life too.
yeah.
How freeing is it that you kind of get to do it on your own terms?
Well, it's really good now. I just kind of unofficially started my own label. I'm putting out stuff totally independent right now,
That's
and that
exciting.
comes from you know I, my manager Liz and Danny really encouraging me to kind of stand on like the legitimacy of my own music and not have to have a label partner. Because as you know, it's tricky with labels right now. And I was with two label partners with my past projects, and it was a good
Hmm.
experience, a learning experience.
Sure.
But it's really freeing to be able to say like if I stand on my art and if it, I don't want to say it ever fails, but if it goes well, I can look back and say like it really was me and the people I trust around me doing it. So
Right.
I like it. I think it's a cool. I like the model of just being able to release what you want.
You hear so many stories from so many established artists and up and coming artists too. Everybody having such vastly different experiences in
Mm,
that, you know, that's your typical label situation. That being able to step out of it and do your own thing, I think, is kind of cool. And especially if you're going to take a few things out of this pandemic that came along, you know, so be it, because everybody was stuck at home. It's how this was born here in the Jam Happy Hour. And we're thrilled to have Luke Wild along with us tonight. Quick little reset before we jump into our next song. This is a fundraiser for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. So if you feel so inclined, thank you, Chuck, and thank you, everybody who's commenting along on the Facebook feed that I'm watching. I'm going to jump over to YouTube here in a second and see what's going on over there. But for every comment that you do, we do donate $1 to the fund, which helps everything from the sound guy to concessions to, you know, whoever may need it. And I invite you, if you're a fan of music, to dig in and learn more about this fund because they do beautiful work. Luke Wild here in the Jam Happy Hour. If you are enjoying what you're hearing, like on the socials and your Spotify's and your playlists. And what would you like to play for us next this evening?
Next is a song I have called Pack a Punch.
Pack a punch. Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Here we go. And you really pack a punch, way too tired of waking up. We both know I'm not enough. God, I think I feel too much. Sorry that I pissed you off. Lost my phone, out of touch. Called it love, she called my bluff. Fell asleep, I missed the bus again. It's all a waste of time. A waste of time. I still look so surprised. Guess everything happens for a reason. Thought that you'd be different. Bite my tongue until I'm bleeding. At least I'm feeling something. Gave you everything I had, twice as much, twice as bad. Paid you and I paid the tab. Can't fix everything with cash. Hey. It's all a waste of time. Always a waste of time. I still act so surprised. Guess everything happens for a reason. Thought that you'd be different. Biting my tongue until I'm bleeding. Oh, I'm feeling so bad. Thanks.
Pack a Punch with Luke Wild here in the Jam Happy Hour, again benefiting Sweet Relief. So thank you for being with us this afternoon or evening or wherever you're tuning in from. If you go onto your Instagram, there's a bit of a theme happening right now. It involves a fishbowl. So I
Yes.
appear you have a project coming up, Luke. Would you like to tell us about what is on the way?
Yeah, yeah, I'm working on an EP right now. It's in a really good place. It's not quite finished, but it's called Fishbowl, and it's sort of about the the theme is about kind of looking out into your environment and feeling whether constrained or something, and sort of acknowledging
We
that.
all
So
can
we
relate to that these days.
exactly. So with this project, I've been focusing a lot of my time on building the world and making the color scheme and the palette and the feeling all feel really, really um, in line with each other. And yeah, so
You can
I've
tell.
been I've been really enjoying that. So thank you.
You can tell. I mean, it definitely has an aesthetic to it. And I think, you know, in this day and age, because even if you just want to be a purely musical artist, you still have to have a visual to go along with it.
Yeah,
And I think, the artist or the groups or the bands or the projects that can kind of jump onto both the aesthetic as well as the sound and find a way to kind of marry them into like this really great cohesive kind of just like comfortable place. I think it goes a lot further. Also saying those who have figured out a way to make them opposite, I
mm,
also think kind of do something really cool too. Like if you got a certain
yeah,
kind of sound but a very jarring aesthetic, like it
yeah,
all goes hand in, it's another instrument. Is what
for
I'm trying to
sure,
say.
for sure. And I think too, there's just like there's so much to listen to and to choose from and watch. And with
Hmm.
this, I'm trying to invite people in, show people the environment that I grew up in Florida at the pool, at white trash, pretty lover boy, type music. So it's trying to be as honest as possible while also like being a bit surreal.
Well, you and I
Um,
being two Florida kids, it's all about sweat, and humidity,
yeah,
making do with what you got,
yeah.
and also having a really great time at the same time too.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, thank you, sir. We're so happy to have you along here in the Jam Happy Hour. If you
Happy to be here.
guys that are watching along, if whatever emoji makes you think of Florida, this could get fun. Whatever emoji makes you think of Florida, go ahead and put it into the comments because we will donate $1 on your behalf to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. This could really get interesting. So
Yeah.
have fun with that. I want to talk to you a little bit about like collaborations. You've mentioned
Mm.
it quite a few times. That obviously your friendships are very important to you. The people that you work with are very important to you. How do you see the collaborative effort like moving forward? Do you just want to keep pulling more people in? Do you want to keep the circle you have? Like, where do you see this going the next few
Oh, that's
years?
a great question. It's interesting. A lot of people don't know. I write with a lot of artists. I write for some artists too, and
Hmm.
I love expanding the network. I like working with artists that are really pure and really like as everybody does, right? You like to work with people you get along with. But I
Yeah.
um have such a good group of collaborators right now, but I'm always interested in like ascending and working with new people. I try to keep an open mind, open spirit towards that. Even though sometimes it does get tiring socially, to work with a lot of new people,
Yeah.
but always open. I see in the future definitely collaborating with maybe some people that I look up to and some heroes, and I've been able to do that since coming to LA and working with a lot of people. So always, yeah, trying to stay open for sure.
So if somebody's listening today or, hear this, down the line and they jump into your socials and they're like, this is somebody I really want to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Um, what is the best way to kind of connect with you? Like, are you
Mm.
doing your socials? Is it, like so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
people always have that one step in between, but I
Yeah,
kind of get the
yeah.
vibe from you that you're not. Like you're right there in it.
Yeah. I mean, I always, it's tough. It's tough. It definitely is. Like sometimes it's just
It's exhausting.
a schedule thing. Like yeah, I'm definitely doing my own socials. I have a really good team that filters sometimes who I work with. Because
Hmm.
they want it to be make sense. But I would say to any kid or anybody, doesn't matter their age, I would say just work as hard as you can with the community and what you have, and
Hmm.
then when the time is right, yeah, reach out to whoever. Like I've had people reach out to me and we've ended up working, now we're good friends, and same with me reaching out to people too. So you you never know. I would say just go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah, that's kind of like the thing too. It's like there's been a handful of times in my career that, people have reached out of how did you get to do this or how did you get where you are? And I'm like, oh, nobody has the same story, but I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you how I got here. And one or two of them are like in it and they're doing it. And it's just
yeah,
like, oh, wow, that's fun.
yeah. I would say, yeah, come with like a just an open attitude of wanting to help. You know, I
Hmm.
really appreciate the person who's been doing my art direction with me lately. I met him on a shoot randomly. He was like, "Hey man, if you want to, whatever you need, I'm down." And also very talented and very good to work with. I think being good in the room is a big thing too. Good etiquette.
Ooh, well, that's a very strong. That is a skill not a lot of people have. They can be very, very good at what they do, but they may not be good in the room. And
Yeah,
I've never really quite heard it put that way before.
yeah. I mean, it's almost more important. Who do you want in the room? I grew up with some of the most talented musicians in the world, being from the gospel, but there's still in some cases still uh, in the environments that they chose to be in because they have sometimes too much ego, and I think,
Hmm.
and not to speak bad on anybody, it's just
No, no,
how it is.
no.
So I think sometimes people will pick being good, but being good in the room sometimes more than talent, but
It's a
you
good
don't know anything. So
it's a good bridge that you bring that up. And for those who maybe aren't familiar with Luke's story, Luke grew up kind of in the church, in the gospel, and like many of us in the South do, it is like really your first foray into music. It's like whatever mom and dad are listening to on the radio, and then what you're hearing,
yeah.
at church, and they're so vastly different. For me, like gospel and church music always sounded so big,
Mm.
like you know, on ya. But obviously, you were in an acoustic environment here, and what you're bringing is a lot more subtle. But are you? Can you still hear those undertones in the music? You think the influences?
For me,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We
Look at that
my friend,
smile.
my
Where'd
friend
you
was
just go?
no, it's just funny. My friend said the other day, he said, "You can't beat your programming." Yeah,
Oh, your
yeah.
friend's right.
Like
Damn it, I'm writing that one down.
it's what's in you. You know what I'm saying? Not what's on you.
Yeah.
So I grew up
Yeah.
going to church 6 times a week. So it's like you could run as fast as you want. But you're not. You know what I mean? You're not gonna
Mm.
outrun. So I embrace it, man. I love it. I still listen to some of that stuff. It taught me how to play really well. It taught me how to listen. Like my someone I grew up with, like an OG, he told me it's not about the notes you play, it's about the notes you don't play. I still think about that
Mm.
like all the time. When I'm producing for other people, when I'm listening to records, when I'm thinking, I'm like, what is the most like potency is really important. So yeah, it's always
Yeah.
gonna be there. And it's also cool. It provides with you like a good like when you grow up listening to gospel, you really naturally tend to like R&B, and then you
Totally.
listen to Kanye, I mean, obviously, besides what Kanye's been speaking about now, but just in the past musically,
Musically, yeah, he
you
definitely
you
pulled from that.
you know what I mean. You listen to those
Yeah.
samples and you go, oh, this is like what I play. So it lends to a more broad music palette and knowledge. I like it a lot.
That is so cool that you still kind of
Yeah,
like embrace it. Some people like will totally be like, eh. But I'm like, that is it's such a big,
yeah,
beautiful sound. What guitar are you
yeah.
playing today? She looks pretty.
I'm playing a from Fender. Shout out to Fender. It's a Kurt Cobain Jaguar, left-handed, and it's hard. On my last tour, my guitars got stolen, so they were really nice and sent me a new boy.
Oh.
So this is my boy. It's my baby.
Well, sometimes things are maybe just kind of meant to happen, I suppose. You're a lefty, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It ain't that deep.
That's got to make a lot of things very interesting in the musical world.
Yeah, I mean, I learned to. Once my stuff got stolen, I had to learn how to play right-handed guitar upside down, so I can thankfully play both ways now. But I like playing my lefty. Makes I feel a little more cozy.
Take a negative and make it a positive. I love it. What would you like to play on Lefty for us next?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a new song that I wrote last week that no one's heard.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Well, thank you.
And it's called Rent, and it's just about how rent is always never.
All right, excellent. Here's Rent in the Jam Happy Hour with Luke Wild.
My car got hit at Smart and Final. Spun me around just like a vinyl. Scared that heaven would be overbooked. I spent EBT on 9%, red berry and some cigarettes. Pray that I'm not late, I'm just upset. I guess I thought I'd have little more than what I've got. I guess you thought you were what I get and what I want. But baby, I'm not bulletproof. Codeine mixed drinks, 1st and 15th Avenue. And just like rent, I think we might be overdue. Dollars and cents, boy, don't make sense, I know. Dollars and cents, boy, never make sense, I know. She said, say my name and say it louder. Motel charges by the hour. I would feel real guilty charging you. 18 months you go, moved to Paris, Tokyo, somewhere where my gears can slow down. And I guess I thought I'd have a little more than what I've got. And I guess you thought what I need and what I want. Baby, I'm not bulletproof. Codeine mixed drinks, 1st and 15th, never lose. And just like rent, I think you might be overdue. Dollars and cents, boy, don't make sense, I know. Dollars and cents, boy, don't make sense, I know. Thank you.
Brand new. That is a baby song right there.
Oh,
In a great way, and it was a great song. I'm saying, like, oh my gosh, you wrote that like a week ago.
Oh, super
What?
big, brand new, just walking.
Aw. What, what do you do when you're like out and about and you're doing things, and all of a sudden like a song will hit? And are you the kind of person that'll be like, okay, I'm gonna file that away for later? Do you hear a riff? Do you hear a lyric? Like, where does it come from for you?
Um, I would say, it's really it's different every time, but
Interesting.
I'm always, sometimes it'll be concept, you know, like I'll be in the shower, be driving. Sometimes another song will inspire a tempo or something.
Okay.
But I have a new song coming out called Time Bomb, and I had just written that in my notes, months ago as a concept, and then with the song I just played, Rent. Originally, it was a love song, but I wanted to write something a little bit more universal about saying how, like, the lyric I say, the first and 15th never lose, is in the sense of like when you get paid defines
Mm-hmm.
kind of your life in a way, or at
Sure.
least in the way that we're living, So a lot of times lately it's concept, or I'll try to like have a mission, because with this song when we recorded it, it almost kind of sounds like a country song, and I was like, I really
A
want to
little
make that.
bit.
I want I would like to make a song that has these elements, So, but yeah, if I'll always voice memo. I have so many bad voice memos, but or in the car, I'll be driving and I'll be like, oh my god, this is it, and I'll hum it, and then
If
later
you
I'll
could
be like,
see the amount of post-it notes I have around me right now, like
oh, I
I'm
bet,
literally just like I'm the quick I jot it down really fast. And then I'm like, I'll get back around to it later. But
yeah,
it's really interesting what you said about Rent, though, because it's kind of leading into my next point. You're
sure,
writing a song about, not rent per se, but just like, the cadence of life. And I'm hearing more of a song about relationships and things coming
mm,
due and moving past their time and,
yeah.
deciding if you're going to renew or not. Like I took it in a whole different way.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I like that so much because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. So
You're like, I
deep,
don't even know what
not
I'm
really.
saying. But that's the beauty of music. Like once you put something together, out it goes and it becomes something completely different.
Mm,
And
yeah,
then here you are, weeks, months, years later, and you're playing the song live, and somebody's having, a completely different experience at the same time. Or this is a song they've been listening to for years,
yeah.
and they're in a totally different headspace than you are. That's
Oh yeah.
kind of like a superpower.
Oh yeah. I like it too because I think sometimes in the moment, the not to reference the lyrics, but that was a true story. Like my car did get hit at this grocery store right outside
Mm.
of um uh where I record, and
Ah,
I like mixing that and then just being like, this is what happened, this is the truth, and then having someone else hear it and kind of hear something different. That's the best part.
I love music. Isn't it the coolest?
Ain't
Thanks for sharing your time and your talent here with us. We've got a little bit longer left to go. I just want to remind everybody that we are doing a fundraiser for Sweet Relief. So I've been appreciating all the comments from Anthony and Chuck and everybody jumping in. Thank you for that. Continue to do so. We're going to continue to play some more music here with Luke Wild in the Jam Happy Hour. Um, dream venues.
dream menus.
A double sided question.
Sure.
Where do you want to see a show? And where do
Mm.
you want to play a show?
I want to see. It's funny. I have such, and I should have higher goals. You know what I mean? you
Oh,
know, I should. I have
no.
very high goals. But what I if I could sell out, you know, like the Wiltern in LA,
It's a great venue.
yeah, it's right across the street from the studio I usually work in, and it was the first. That studio was the first place I recorded in LA. The first place I came to when I drove from Florida to LA,
Hmm.
and can see it from out the window. And it's just I've seen shows there, and if I could sell that out one day, and it doesn't matter the timeline, I think I could die happy. Seeing shows, I would love to see I hopefully am gonna go to London this year. I would love to see a show at like the O2.
Yeah, it's
And I've
impressive.
also it sounds maybe a little bit cliche, but I've never been to Red Rocks. I've never seen a show at Red Rocks. I would love to.
You and me both, by the way. We need to
Yeah,
fix that. We need to pick a show,
we gotta go.
and I'll meet you in Red Rocks
Meet me in
because as long as
Colorado.
it's not hailing, I'm in.
Let's go. And I
Did
see
you see
so
that
many.
footage from last week where
Oh
it
no,
was
I
like the
didn't.
hailstorm came in?
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
God, it was crazy. It
Crazy.
was like a Louis Tomlinson show or something, but this massive hailstorm
Shout
came
out my
up and
guy.
like these poor sweet little girls were walking around in like ankle deep, hailstones. But yes, Red Rocks feels mystical. I love the story that you just told about the wheel turn because that is such a full circle moment that
Yeah,
I can't even imagine what that would be like for you backstage. But I highly
yeah.
recommend the
Or
O2 as well.
in Florida, there's a venue called Janice Live that we would go to a lot. And yeah, if I could do that one and do the wheel turn, I'm good. I would love to do obviously the biggest venues, and I think that would hopefully would happen. But yeah, if I could do those, I'll be chill. I'll be good.
Yeah, you and Taylor, selling out Soldier Field 5 nights in a
Oh,
row.
T Swift, my girl. No, I'm just kidding.
She's on track to have the first $1 billion grossing tour.
She's a
Those are
legend.
numbers I can't even begin to fathom. And I think that's in t-shirt sales alone. I have 12. Just kidding.
Oh wow,
I have a few.
12
I
Taylor
have a
Swift.
kid.
Oh,
No. T-shirts.
oh, gotcha.
I'm kidding. We have 3 because I'm that mom. But
Perfect.
she also loves a great show at a dirty college bar, and that is a beautiful thing.
Raising them right.
I try, over here in Florida. Actually, I remember being a college student and seeing this little dude, Dave Matthews, in a tiny little college bar. And then, here we are all these years. And I go see him at the Shed over in Tampa every summer. I'll be right out there at the amphitheater off I-4 because it's just,
Yeah.
something that I connected with when I was a kid. And now
Wait, the 1
you've got
800
people.
Gary, the 1 800 Gary, Ask Gary Amphitheater. Come
Well,
on.
it's not that anymore, thank
What is it
God.
now?
It's the worst name ever. It's the Mid Florida Credit.
Oh, the Mid Florida Credit. Yes.
Yes. We
Wow.
refer
And
to
it
it
was
as
the
the
Ford. It was the
AMP.
Ford Amphitheater when I was a little
It
kid.
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
We used to
Going back to
pay.
your racing love. I love this. We're
Oh
having a full
yeah.
circle moment.
I should have worn my Ford jacket. It's in my car. No, we
No, I
used
have
to.
a Chevy out back, so
We used
it's
to
all right. We can still
pay.
be friends.
I'm not. I drive it. I don't even drive a Ford. I just have the jacket. But I used to. Whoa. No, we used to pay like $30 for lawn seats,
Yeah.
and we would always sneak in
Well,
extracurricular
that's the beauty.
beverages
That's what
and
I'm talking
such.
about. Like the
It's
beauty
great.
of live music is like,
Yeah.
when it hits you young, it's something that you
Oh
carry
yeah.
with you,
Oh yeah.
obviously, like your whole life.
I saw John Mayer there at like 16, and I was like, oh man, it was such a great. I still remember the day. I still remember that was just like a good day.
Was that the Room for Squares or?
It was a record he put out called Paradise Valley, I believe.
Oh, that was his Montana album.
Montana album. Yes, yes,
That was his Yellowstone.
yes.
It was
And
good.
yeah, and we were all rocking cowboy hats. Like we really dug in. We were really going for it.
That's the full experience. So, what experiences should we be looking forward to at your show then?
Well, this next tour it'll be just me, so it'll be super stripped down. But we have it to
Wow.
where I'm playing through a loop station. I'm playing through a harmonizer for my voice. We're gonna make it really intimate and cool, but still people have fun dancing. Hopefully, know some of the records better themselves. So
That's a big undertaking. Like, that's exciting.
yeah, it's definitely gonna. Excuse me, it's gonna be a challenge, but it'll be. We're already working on it, so it's a few months away, but we're gonna make it really, really dialed and
That's really
pretty
exciting.
sounding.
I want to talk about Time Bomb coming up. I want to talk about a couple more things with your projects on the way, but we are quickly running out of time. So I'm going to
Sure.
shut up and let you do your thing. What would you like to play for us next here in the Jam Happy Hour?
Yeah, so I'll play a song called "Easier to Lie." And
Well, here you go. Luke Wild, Easier to Lie in the Jam Happy Hour.
Expectations always seem complicated. 6 feet under if we medicate. If I hold too tightly, then you'll slip away. 'Cause I know I'm a slight disappointment. And I didn't warn you. Time feels important, and I'm off the rails. I think I lost my way. Jumped across your borders, tried to infiltrate. Lie to be alone, I've been MIA. Ask me how I'm feeling, I hesitate. It's easy not to lie. It's easy not to lie, no, no. Stay away. Expectations always seem to complicate. 6 feet under if we medicate. If I hold too tightly, then you'll slip away. I know it's like disappointing, and I didn't warn you. Time feels important, and I'm off the rails. I think I lost my way. To cross borders, tried to infiltrate. Lie to be alone, I've been MIA. She asked me how I'm feeling, and I hesitate. It's easy not to lie. Yeah. Easy not to lie. It's easy not to lie. Thank you.
You're so right, though. Sometimes it is just easier to lie, unfortunately. But also, fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, either way. Beautiful song. Again, thank you for sharing that. If you guys liked it, please comment along and
Thank you.
click and like and share so we can raise some money for this great fun. In the meantime, our time is quickly coming to an end. It's always the fastest hour in music. I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better, but I do want to talk about what's coming up.
Thank you.
And I know tomorrow we flip the calendar page. It's going to be July. June went by really fast, but you're looking forward to July because you have something really cool happening this month. Next
Yeah, I have
month.
a new song, July 26th, called Time Bomb, coming out.
Now you said you had written that down as a concept a few weeks ago, or
Mm.
how did it go from being a concept on paper to it is probably pretty much done and ready to go at this point?
I was in the studio
Mhm.
and I had a guitar riff, and it was like, and I just like that groove,
Yeah.
and really wanted to do a song at that tempo. And I had a friend of mine in Florida actually who plays saxophone, and I was like, hey, I kind of have this idea. Could you maybe just play saxophone on it? And he did, and then I was able to write it. But it took some love, and then I brought it to my two friends Austin and John Brown, they're twins out here that are in a great band, and they play drums and bass in the
Mhm.
studio. So it was a multi-day thing, but in my opinion, it's the song I'm the most proud of. It kind of represents, I think, where I'm trying to take my sound and everything. So it comes out July 26th. I'm really excited.
It's a great jump off and being presumptuous. You're going to play it for us?
Uh, yeah,
Or is it one of the? I
definitely.
mean, like, 'cause, it'd just be
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
great
yeah, yeah,
ending.
yeah. No, I gotta. Yeah. Do the last one. I'll do the last one.
Thank you, Luke Wild. Time Bomb. Looking forward to it.
Thank That's a heavy right hook. The way that you talk to me. Took a page from your book. Guess I could never really read you. No car, no job, just my type. Talk mom and drugs and Jesus Christ. You broke my heart, but made my night. Broke my heart, but made my night. Come clean, I saw. No sleep, my fall. Too deep, tightrope. You and me, time bomb. Clean, saw. No sleep, my fall. Too deep, tightrope. You and me, time bomb. That's a heavy right hook. Whether you talk to me, took a page from your book. Guess I could never really read you. No job, no car, just my type. Talk mom and drugs, Jesus Christ. Broke my heart, made my night. Broke my heart, made my night. Come on, no sleep, my fault. Too deep, tightrope. You and me, time bomb. Come clean, Lysol. No sleep, my fault. Come clean, tightrope. You and me, time bomb. Come clean, Lysol. Deep, my fault. Too deep, tightrope. You and me, time bomb. Come clean, Lysol. Got no sleep, my fault. Too deep, tightrope. You and me, that's a time bomb. Thank you.
The interesting thing is you can really hear a shift in that song. Obviously from the older songs, but when you say that it's kind of like a great jump off to where you're heading, you can hear it, you can kind of feel it. And I've really
Thank you.
appreciated, again, your time and your talent and sharing your stories and your talent as far as where you've been, where you're going, where you want to
Yeah.
be. We're just thrilled to have been a part of a small hour of it here in the Jam Happy Hour. Thank you again. You're always welcome. If you're ever in Napa, please come see us and keep us
Oh,
posted on what you're doing. And for everybody that's
gotta
been
come say.
enjoying the music, please follow Luke. And please, I know Anthony just did on IG, but add and share and like because every little bit matters. And we've had the most fun with you. I know we were talking about wine earlier. I know you're more of a white wine guy. Little cheers to you. Clicks.
Cheers to you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much for
much.
being here with us and much prosperity to you. Have a great night.
Thank you. You as well. See you guys. Appreciate you guys.